As everybody probably knows, we're in an emergency situation with the crisis Middle East wise. Here's a headline that's on one of these crazy alternative conspiracy theory sites. But it does say Iran attack on USS George H.W. Bush fleet in Persian Gulf appears imminent. We do know that there's been an order to put the aircraft carrier into position, and we are trying to gather an understanding of what is going on. As the American people, you must be concerned what this government is doing. You must question them and bring them to task. You must find out what's really going on, because these things don't come out of nowhere. There's only two possibilities, and we're going to decide amongst ourselves which is which. The CIA should be taken to task. Oh, they don't like that. Well, it's too goddamn bad. Maybe I'm with the CIA. But how could they be as embarrassing as they are in this situation? You don't even know that there's an ISIL, ISIS, or is that a lie that's going out through all the mainstream prostitute organs? What is this? The American people will know. They should know. They must demand to know, and now. With this kind of nonsense going on. Where did this force come from? Who's put it together? And why should we be so concerned? Is this to create some kind of intricate, complicated scheme to get a war with Iran happening? We side with the Saudis because Bush is in bed with them. All the Bush dynasty. And they're in bed with the British. That's what's going on here, folks. I don't care. I'm not taking any sides. You know, if America was righteous, I would take the American side. But until enough people wake up and start to ask the right questions and demand of this government to be accountable to our nation, our heritage, and our future plans, then we shouldn't be just lazing around, you know, believing what they're trying to shove down your throat. Number one possibility, which is definite, is that it shows that the U.S. military is in a very embarrassing position. They can't win anything. During the time of World War II, before you got to that treaty with the fall of Berlin, going into the middle of 1945, and then with the over-conquering of the Japanese, by the time all that was wrapped up in those different theaters on opposite sides of the world, we set forth a stable plan for peace. That since then, with the Cold War and all this other kind of shenanigans and the Korean police effort and blah, 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 which wasn't even handled properly, but at least 1945 into 1946, it was supposed to have been put down, codified through the establishment of the United Nations, as in post-World War I, they had tried to establish the League of Nations under Woodrow Wilson, if you remember, but Russia wasn't a signatory or a party to that, only suggesting it after the Bolshevik Revolution, so they weren't quite formalized at that point, 1917, 1918, and afterwards. But with the United Nations formation in the later half of the 1940s, the world was stabilized. Even if we had two superpowers at that point, the things were much more clear and manageable. Now what is going on? We have to ask these questions. Why is the U.S. military in the shameful situation that it is? And now you've got one aircraft going over there, with its tail between its legs. I thought we got out of Iraq successfully. Now, whoever has done this has completely finished destroying the integrity of the United States. The military might, the honor, and the track record of what we're supposed to be doing out there as the policemen of the world. Now, if that can't be done right, the people need to ask the question, who needs to be replaced and what's going to be the new policy until this nation gets it right again? We need to go back to those values. Something's happening now behind the scenes that nobody should tolerate, except the little spineless worms that are running that game. And they will be rooted out. Mark my words, they will be. That's what the American people should be in a position to do right now, and deciding. You need to decide to get your head out of the sand like an ostrich and face reality. Do what you need to do. And any good politicians out there, if you know the definition of good versus evil, then you need to get to it. You need to get up off your ass and make it happen. Now, over the next 2 weeks or so, things are going to ratchet up more. We can see that. Everything's been manipulated into this position. And in fact, I think it's a bunch of madmen running things. Madmen. They don't know how to conduct a war. They do not how to put things into stability. They know how to create more chaos. This is an expansion of chaos at the expense of the entire world for the profit of the few little sneaky bastards that are out there. Root them out now. Do whatever it takes. No more excuses. That's what this is all about. You look at my videos for 8 years and you see that I've been telling you to wake up, that you're not awake. You people don't know what's going on in the nation or Europe or whatever developed country you are. You don't really know enough of what's going on, and that's your problem. You need to find out.